Hello, hi there. Thank you very much, Jermaine. Yes, I totally agree with him about that part about listening to the news. That was how my teacher taught me the last time. Just listen to what the how the broadcasters speak. You don't need to really understand the news, but learn to listen and then listen to how they pronounce every word. And that's how we learned in the past. So this is one good strategy that you should actually try out at home, okay, parents? Okay, if you can't catch the 9:30 news or on TV, you can easily just go onto YouTube and you can find all these resources online, very easily. Okay, so are you all doing okay? It's been an hour already, and then you heard about the science changes and the English change as well. So now over to math. I'm teacher Faye, and most of you might or might not know me. So together with Joe, we are the founders of BlueTree. So we have a great team of teachers with us, and we have been growing BlueTree for the last 9 years. I used to teach math in MOE and in the gifted program, so specializing in math. Speak math, breathe math, and yes, math is my love. So I guess all of you have been, pretty familiar with the what are the coverage for PSLE. Okay, we might have very young parents here with younger children. So if you're not aware, you can just take a photo of this, okay? So this is the coverage, and this will stay the same for the next 2 years. That means 2024 and this year 2024 and 2025. How 2026 would look like, I would not know. I guess it will be very much the same, probably some shift in the percentage on the weightage on certain topics. So let's deep dive into what it might be like. Okay. So the PSLE format, our young parents here, okay, is a little bit different from P4 and upper primary. P4, P3, P4 is considered like mid-level. They usually only have one exam paper to sit for, but for P5 and P6, they have two papers. So you really need to take note of that. You need to have a long stamina, really good stamina to sit for the first paper an hour, take a break, and then do the next paper in 1.5 hours. I haven't heard updates about this, so I presume it will stay the same. Okay. So what are some of the changes? Haha, quite extreme. Those people who have been through the new syllabus, right? You would have seen the new P4 textbook. And if you have an older child and now you look at the textbook, you will actually get a shock because you could see that like pie charts, nets, okay, the last second and third item there, it is actually introduced in primary 4 where it was used to be introduced in primary 6. And as you can see right at the top, geometry has been removed from the primary 4 syllabus. And then time is introduced at the earlier stage in primary 1. So it's a lot more application now, more real world application, not just like telling time like 1:30 and 12:30. I guess all these terms, they have learned it in kindergarten. So I feel when I look at the textbook that the syllabus have moved up. Like in primary 1, they are required to learn a lot more things. So they have to read the time right up to the 5 and 10 minutes and more, okay? And of course, you can see that the primary 4, where it used to be introduced a 12-hour and 24-hour clock concept, now they actually push it down to primary 3. Yes, everything has been pushed down, down, down. And then they did a little shift. So average and ratio will be taught in primary 6, but percentage, volume, all these will still stay in primary 5, okay? Then pie charts and nets, as I mentioned, from P6, they push it over to primary 4. I could see why they do so, because primary 4, you learn about the graph, statistics, line graph, bar graph, and they learn picture graph in P1, P2. So it's quite easy to transit into pie chart. But I foresee that when the pie charts tested at P5 and P6 level, it would be the same kind of challenging questions with more topics or combined together into one question. So I could see that the children would actually have more time to attain the skill of analyzing the pie chart and interpreting data. So this is very much an important skill in science as well, interpretation of data. Okay. Next, it's being moved from P6 to P4. So there's more time to transit from a 2D image into a 3D image. I'll show you a bit more what nets are, okay? Because some of you do not know what nets is. So speed, yay! No more speed. Yeah, they push off to the set one to do this topic. Yeah, I don't know why we put in so much effort just for prepare for a 5-mark question. Yeah, that's the wisest move ever. So what are nets, right? I presume a lot of parents are just like, dung, dung. If you have older kid, then you know what nets are. Or if you're a teacher yourself, okay, you will know what it is. So nets, right? I'll just give you a very simple example, okay? It is actually a 2D image of a 3D object. So basically, you take a cereal box, cut it out, flatten it out, and then you say, hey, this is the net of the cereal box, or this is the net of a cube, okay? And then how they would test it is they will give you various nets that look, the image I have on the right-hand side, the top right-hand side, and then they will ask you, oh, which option here is a net of a cube, or a net of a cone, or something like that, or which is not a net. So, well, it involves a lot of visual spatial ability, right? So what is the parental involvement here? Yes, stop throwing boxes away, start to cut them up, allow your children to explore like how you used to play, how your father used to play, right? When they don't have all these gadgets, what do they play with? They play with everything they can find in the cupboard or in the drawer. So now stop throwing boxes, please. Okay. Yeah, whatever thing you have, let your children cut it up, explore, see if they can make something, another thing out of it that's the best. So a lot of curiosity and exploration is so important to allow them to do even better, okay? Because they could see in real world, then they can apply it to their test paper, right? Make sense? So you can see net of a cuboid. Okay, let me put all the parents to the test now, okay? So what are some of the objects around you in the house that you can connect it with this, that you can allow your children to explore? You can type inside the chat, what would that be? Yeah, just like I mentioned cereal box already. How about something else? You know, it's a cuboid, right? Cuboid is like a longish box. So they're rectangle faces. There could be square faces as well. Any? So like tissue boxes. Okay. Yeah. So once it's done, right, you can cut it out, open it out, and allow them to see what it is made out of. Yeah. Teacher Jermaine, take note. Okay. You got a younger kid at home, right? Yeah. Let him explore. Oh, toothpaste box. So clever. This mother. Yes, toothpaste box. Then what about this? The net of a cylinder. What is this other item in your house that could look like this, that will allow the children to, if you can't think of it, that means you haven't been looking at things around you, right? Yeah, so we need to speak science to our children. So we need to speak math to our children as well. Toilet roll, yes, Aaron, thank you very much. Toilet roll, right? The kitchen towel roll. So once it's done, right, don't throw them so quickly. Yeah, allow them to cut it out and say, hey, after you cut it out, it's actually a rectangle. So just take a piece of paper, roll it up, and that's how we get the net of a cylinder. Okay? How about this? How about this one, a triangular prism? Come on, everybody put on a thinking cap. Something related to food. Food. If the children do not know, the parents must know this. Come on, come on, come on. Really? I count down. 3, 2, 1. Yes! You see, I get more responses already.
Chocolate.
Yeah, so for once I know chocolate is not healthy, right? But for once, you just buy this, open it up, allow them to explore it, okay? Yeah, eat it and all. There's so much to learn from this chocolate, isn't it? All right. And then this is how we conduct our lessons in class as well. So we buy the 2D magnets, and then we allow the children to explore in class. So I had conversations with some parents and some teachers, and then they go like, I know science can do a lot of experiment. What can math do? Math can play with toys in class. Yes, we can, but it's part of learning. You probably say, I bought this for my child when they were 5 years old. Yeah, I gave away already. Toys are like this, can stay with you for a lifetime. They're really, really good, okay, with creativity, curiosity, exploration. So you see, the children actually have a lot of fun. And then we just have to show it to them once, twice, and then we don't have to really pull it out again for exam revision because they could almost visualize themselves touching it and playing with it and folding it. And so therefore, on the left-hand side, you could see that those are counting cubes, right? I mean, the bigger block of cubes. So this is how how the syllabus transit from a 2D, then into nets, then later by P5, they will look at the volume of these objects, okay, of these cubes, and then they stack it up, and then they can test questions like, oh, how is it like from the side view, front view, top view, back view, things like that. And then later on, find the volume of this container and so on. Okay. So that's how our syllabus, the new syllabus transit very beautifully. This is how I see it. And you see, telling time is such an important thing in our lives. I know all the parents will say, but the time is on our handphone, the digital clock, right? Yeah, how many of you still have this analog clock in your house? Could you please type me, 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 me? Let me see. Anybody even have a clock at home? Only one parent responded. Oh my gosh, out of 50 parents, only one. Okay, two. Only two parents got clock at home. The rest all use handphone. So no wonder lah, your kids do not know the time, and your kids do not know what is 30 minutes, what is 1 hour. No concept of time, cannot finish a paper on time. Yours ran out of battery. Okay. Yeah, so it is important that we make it available for them to see. I went to a friend's house and her house clock is actually the one with the Roman numerals. You want to challenge your children? Why not? Right? And do you know that the Roman numerals has a little segment in our textbook as well? Okay, go and find out which level it is. So I actually incorporated Roman numerals into my syllabus, right? For a couple of years now running. And I'm so happy that this is finally infused into into the syllabus for the mainstream students. Okay, so children, parents, do consider changing your kids' watch into the analog one instead of the digital one. Okay, all right. And so this is how we also conduct our lessons in class. Allow every children to have a little toy, and then they demonstrate to the teacher what it means, what's the time, and how to solve those math problems. How does BlueTree prepare our students to be more ready, right? We do use manipulatives in our learning so that lessons can be more engaging rather than the typical pen and paper. Of course, we do have that towards the exam prep period, okay? And it also allows the children to see more abstract concepts. So thinking questions would have definitely very much incorporated into curriculum to help prepare for the exams. So at BlueTree, we use this 3E approach, okay? We allow the children to explore both in math and science. So we find that this is a lot easier to explain our concepts and extend it beyond our curriculum. This is a question, okay, after we talk about the shift in our syllabus, what do you think? Is it a yeah or a nay? Lighter syllabus for P5, okay? This is my personal opinion, okay? You need not agree with me. Just feel free to comment in the chat, okay? So average and ratio will be shifted to P6. So the children in P5 will have more time to focus on the other heavier topics. I feel like that's a yeah. Lighter syllabus for P6, so happy that speed is removed. Pie chart and nets is moved down to P4. So it would mean that P6 do have a lot more time to drill deeper into the content. Very much like how Teacher Joe has shared about the size. It seems like after this shift, all right, of topics across the level, it means that by the time you reach P6, right, you should be even better at the topic, better at handling questions that are harder, because you get 2 extra year to be better at it, right? Yeah. Okay. What I find a nay is that there's definitely accelerated learning compared to the old syllabus. It's like both good and bad, I feel, because in the old syllabus, they were counting 1 to 10 for a good 3 months or more, and then they counted to 20 for a good 6 months. I felt like a lot of children actually know how to count. You could actually accelerate it a little bit more. So they do put in, there's this shift, like they learn more things at the earlier stage, and they no longer do multiplication like a memorizing root anymore. I totally agree with the new way they write their syllabus. Multiplication and division should be understood by grouping concept, okay? Where it deepens your understanding of what math is, what grouping means, rather than the root learning of 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. It actually makes no sense to the children at all. You're very good at reciting, but it doesn't deepen your concepts, okay? Exam questions, I feel there will be a shift. This is my personal opinion. Yeah, there will be a lot more like real world context questions, more authentic numbers. That means the numbers can be very huge. I say, the population of this particular state is in the millions, round it off or something like that. So authentic numbers. And so when they key into the calculator, you'll probably get a lot of decimal point, finding fractions. Yeah, that's what I meant by authentic, because calculators have been given, so no excuses, okay? Higher order thinking questions and probably non-routine ones. This is like, I do not know where to put this. Is it a yeah or a nay? That they do more earlier head start for data analysis for the primary 4. So those who are very good, strong in like data analysis will find that this is a very easy concept to grasp in P4. But I feel like by the time they reach P5 and P6, we are really talking about not easy questions, where they start to put ratio, percentage, everything all together into it. Okay? All right. So, well, I feel like in the past, they have very little emphasis. In fact, last year's paper, there were only 4 marks on statistics. So 2 years from now, there's a possibility that this percentage will probably go up a little bit more to 15%, like how it used to be before. Maybe a lot more. I'm not very sure. That's my speculation. They're going to take speed away. So probably more questions on the topic on rate. Yeah, rate and speed are 2 different things, okay? Yeah. All right. So at BlueTree, I feel like what we did right, okay, together with Teacher Joe, right from day 1 of our BlueTree business, our philosophy is to teach the co-curriculum using the 3E approach. And we didn't even realize that this is how we are preparing our, the next wave, next generation for it already. So it seems like the new lower primary syllabus has a lot of practical applications into the real world math, which is exploration, right? And that's how we really encourage our children to explore. Go ahead and make mistakes. Go ahead and do the experiment. It may fail. And then when they fail, then we troubleshoot. Is it the battery that's not working? Or is it the bulb that has fused? What is the problem, right? You explore, then you become better thinkers. And then later it's easier to like explain the concepts to the children. All right. So the progressive learning helps to ease in the terms of transition, as I've explained earlier, from 2D to 3D. And that's why we urge parents to be a lot more involved in showing the children that math is actually all around you, literally all around you. Could be the mouse that you are touching, the screen that you're looking at, in the car, in the toilet, like in the kitchen, everywhere, okay? And of course, into extension into the real world, that is, we see it very much now. And then therefore now you can see that there's a lot more alignment with the secondary math. So that is like so much better. Yeah, it's not like you're learning in silos. Primary is primary, secondary is secondary. But whatever we learn now is a building on base to do well in secondary, right? So finally, how to be ready? What Teacher Joe just now mentioned, a great number sense, multiplication is the base. Yes, she is right. When you can multiply, basically it's like you're adding on, right? So you can multiply, you can divide, then you'll be able to have a greater understanding of what is a fraction of $100. What is a fraction of your money? Yeah. Okay, so from a young age, please share real world math stories with them. Just be a little bit more, heighten your awareness. Like it's deliberate parenting. Yeah, like why should your lights at home, that spotlight, be angled? You see here the word angled at this point. Yeah, because it will, the light will disperse. Yeah, and then it will be, shining on that part of the bar top table. So they are more aware of, oh yeah, the spotlight is angled at 45 degrees, 30 degrees. Don't have to be so specific, but it does help them to be more aware. Yeah. And then let them see math everywhere they go, including like how you solve real math problems together. Take a bus, take a train, how much does it cost? What is the better deal, right? Which toilet roll brand to buy? So parents, we are always making very fast decision. I buy this one, a house brand cheaper, let's grab and go. But just spend another 5-10 minutes to discuss a little bit more. We'll make them better financial planners next time, right? Okay, and if you're too busy, then take a photo,
Actually,
take a photo
I
and
want
bring
to
home.
share here. I want to share here.
What do you do?
Yeah. Hey, parents, I think because we're both parents, right? And teacher Jermaine also. So I really like to grab my kids to go supermarket.
Mm.
It is a very good learning ground for all subjects.
Yes. Like choosing cheese. We were just comparing the different brands, different pricing, and they will always have a good laugh, over that. Yeah.
I'm so sorry, but I do mine on red mud, so.
Oh, it's still good discussion. You buy on Revamped, and then let them know where are the discount coupons.
It is,
and then if
yes,
there's
yes.
if there's this
I do have
delivery,
my daughter help to like collect all the coupons, and then she tries to calculate them. Yeah.
See, yes, and then it says like, oh, buy this, you get 10%, and that's where like, what is 10%? Is 10% $10? Is 10% 10 cents? What is 10%? Yeah, so sometimes they ask questions like, buy two get one free. Is it really a good deal? Yeah, so it's sometimes definitely very good. Oh, the other one, petrol prices. Just keep a couple of receipts for 2 months.
I just want to add on, because there was a comment that said that well, it seemed as if there's a lot more parental involvement right now, right? And I think it's really about bringing the child into the real world context, right? Because a lot of the times we think education and academics to be totally different or totally separate from real world application. So I think right now what we are seeing the shift of the different subjects, English, math, science. I'm very sure Mandarin as well, right? Yeah, they're shifting into the field, right? Where they can use what they learn. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes,
Yeah,
agree.
yeah.
That one I agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just that maybe the parents, like Faith also mentioned, just have to be a bit more aware now. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, of course, we want to prepare for exam is, practice make perfect. I learned a new word called 刷题 刷. Then you like do a lot of questions. Yeah, I think to a certain extent, yes, it works, right? But if your child do have this prior knowledge of, oh, parking rates are charged like that, then they 刷题 with a lot of meaning, right? A lot of purpose. They know what they're doing and what they're applying into it. So memorizing of formulas, yes and no, right? We need to have knowledge of the formulas, but having that ability, that thinking skills, and that visual concept to apply it, that's another,
Actually,
idea
parents,
of it.
if y'all don't mind, y'all can share your tips. I just open to everyone. Some parents are actually sharing, yeah. We also learn a lot of tips from other parents. Yeah, so y'all can share what y'all do so we can all learn. Because like both teacher Jermaine and teacher Faye also mentioned, it really looks like it's going to be a lot of real life question, real skills, that they are testing. No more so pen and paper, but rather, yeah, and like for oral, there's a lot of practice needed. So if your child, and you hardly speak, like no time maybe, or you have to create deliberate conversations. It does looks like that, yeah, now.
Yeah.
But
So
what do y'all do, parents?
manipulatives are my favorite. We don't necessarily have to purchase them. It could be just like counting rubber bands, just pick it up from your kitchen. It could be some old toys, Lego bricks and all. Yeah, all of them can be used. Just need to be creative. Kitchen size, yes. how to break an egg. My son taught me, mom, how to find out which egg is rotten. Because when I boil 10 eggs every day, then there was one egg that didn't look quite good. He said, Mom, you can actually check them
Think.
before you cook them.
Yeah.
Have you been following us? This is a very important information. Thank you for staying throughout with us. So this is a promo exclusive for all of you. $249 for 4 classes. You can scan the QR code or take a photograph right now. Okay, so that you can still access it later on. And if you want to check out our Chinese classes, it's Chinese at $189 for 4 classes. Okay, Joe, is this exclusive for new parent only, or existing BlueTree parents also can join?
For new parents or new
New parents.
subjects. Or
New subject.
Yeah,
So-
so parents, if you are like only like math student, you can claim this for English. Yes.
That's right.
Yeah, so this is a easy way, you know, a very straightforward way to try out our BlueTree, you know, to experience the BlueTree classes. You know, don't take our word for it, right? Just how we show your pictures and tell you what is it, then you'll go like, really? Come and try, okay? Yeah, I mean, because it's a 249 for 4 classes, that means it's anytime. You know, you can do it after exams if you prefer, or you can do it now as part of exam revision if your child's WA is this season. Okay, so now till May, we are doing a lot of revision, and after that we are starting on new topics. So starting new topics is usually very fun. A lot of activities, discussion, you know. Yeah. Your child can come and experience the very, very famous teacher Jermaine's laughter.
Don't say that.
Yeah, very high energy level. Wow. If 3 of us teaching on the same day, right? I think it will bring the whole house down.
And that is
yes.
why we don't have I don't think we have a common slot though.
I have with you on Wednesday.
No, as in the 3 of us.
Yeah,
we don't have
3 of us.
Oh no, 3 of us, no.
Not at
Cannot
all.
lah.
Second floor will rumble.
Okay, yeah, because we are very high energy people. Okay.
Well, again, I just want to address one of the other points, right? And one of the reasons why most of the English teachers, I'm talking about English teachers in general, right? Especially those who are teaching with me, right? We tend to be a lot more exuberant. We tend to act out a lot, really because we want to act as role models and guides for our students when they express themselves, right? So, and it's the same for the math classes, the same for the science classes as well, right? I think all of us, we try to model how it is like in an exam, how it is like in class, right?
Yes.
So that, I mean, so that they can apply what they have, so that they can better apply what they have learned from us in their own classrooms.
Yeah. You're absolutely right. So parents, you know, like we are not like that, okay? Actually, personally, you know, we don't want to talk to each other later.
No, we use up the energy for the day already.
Yeah. So we
more
have
than
to
we
be
actually.
Yeah. So we have to be like this. Like, so he's right. Like, we have to encourage the kids to make mistakes, to experiment, try manipulatives, try different methods, you know, be confident in conversing. So that is, we have to show them. Yeah. But as y'all can see, the changes are quite a bit in the next few years. Okay. We'll talk about, okay, I think it's already 9 o'clock, so don't hold the parents back. Okay, we're going to talk about our June holiday program. Please come and claim your early bird and bundle discount. All right. Yeah, so for the BlueTree students, if you're primary 6, good news, we are also going for a movie. During the June.
Exclusive to BlueTree students.
Yeah, only exclusive to BlueTree students. So for the P6s, only for P6s, okay. We are going to book the hall, all right, at Paya Lebar PLQ. So we're going to book the hall at Shaw's, and then we're going to give the kids a treat, okay? Must play hard, work hard. So we're going to be one of the first to watch Inside Out 2.
Yes, the June holiday program is a good time for all of us to consolidate our skills. You know, Teacher Joe and myself, we had children who graduated, and you know, like our own children, our own kids, okay, not the students, our own kids who graduated, you know, from P6, and then we have another one in P6 this year. We saw the importance of keeping that consistency When we start off our business, yeah, we're very happy. We had like 4 weeks break and then we all go for holiday. But when we came back in July, I think both of us like, wow, hug each other and cry like, wow, how to get back, man? Then after that, we start to like cut down to 3 weeks break, then the 2 weeks break. And then we say, cannot, must have consistency. And yet we must have a break. So, so we do have a 1 week break, but this consistency is very much needed for children. Okay, children. Parents do spring back to work quite fast. You rest 2 days and then you get back to work. But children, right, you give them 3 days rest. Wow, I tell you, the engine almost cannot start already. So you must try to give that little bit of consistency, okay? Like 2-hour program a day, 3-hour program a day. And then while you go to work, okay, you just dump the kids at BlueTree, we'll take care of them. And if you join us for our regular lessons, yes, you'll be entitled to the show. Okay, so remember to follow us on our social media. We are on Instagram, TikTok, where else? Facebook.
小红书 now.
Telegram. Yeah, 小红书. So for teacher
Yeah,
Faith
I mean
and teacher Joe.
Yeah, we have been quite active, but to be honest, parents, the IG is a good source, yeah, of a lot of information. We share a lot of good info, yeah. So if you have IG, follow us. This few months there will be a lot of good content, yeah. Okay, thank you very much for joining us. It'll be good if you can go to Google and leave us a review on today's webinar. All right, thank you very much. Can leave us a Google review, just type BlueTree Education. All right, and leave us a good review on what we've done today. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you so very much,
Have
guys.
a good weekend.
Have a great
Joe,
one.
you need a photo?
Thank you very much.
Do you need a photo, Joe?
Yeah,
Taken?
I've already taken, if you have not noticed.
No, I noticed.
You did, huh? Okay, very good. Okay.
Okay,
All
good
right.
night. Thank you,
Bye-bye.
Jermaine.
Good night.
Thanks,
Good
Joe.
night. Good
Good night.
night.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye.